Good morning. How are we doing today, everyone? Just finished watching the replay from Jeff Kane's live stream last night, so I figured I'm done that, and I finished my breakfast. I'm just working on my coffee now. Figured I'd go live a couple minutes early, and doing a pop up because I am not going to be able to go tonight. Um, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go Wednesday either. So I did one Saturday, but there was hardly anybody there, so I assume it was just a bad time. But I'm here now, drinking my coffee. I been been pretty productive this weekend, and the nice thing about it was relaxing. So I messed up on my pay time off request and took this weekend off instead of next weekend. I'm still off next Saturday, but normally when it's club weekend for ACLC, I normally am off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that's what I was off this week. And I was supposed to have a killifish picnic on Saturday, but it got rained out, even though it didn't rain. And so that left me with not much to do for the weekend, which was much needed. I So now next weekend I'm off Saturday and Monday, but that'll work. Welcome in Richard. Welcome in Jody. Good to see you guys. I excuse me. Um yeah, this past week was a tough week. Nothing necessarily bad, but just had a lot going on, a lot of stuff in the works at work. Uh Inspections, challenges, things not going the way they were supposed to go, a lot of fires to put out. Not literally. Um, but yeah, I got through it. Last night we played D&D. Killer, Whip, Ed, X-Do, Chris, and it was a lot of fun. Killer is a hell of a DM. She is so good at it. Jenna P, welcome in. And oh, I don't know what that thing's looking at. Excuse me. So that was a lot of fun. We played probably 4 hours, I think, maybe. It was cool. Um, I got in the new tub. Let's see if I can pull the picture. There it is with the outside evil ginger, not mine. That's when I first got it, and then I painted it with the Flex Seal. That's when I was filling it up. I moved the lily, the Pink Beauty from Kelly Foreman, and I did put in the one that I got from the auction that I needed to get it planted. I put that in there. I'll probably end up moving it, but and then I did get a little fountain thingy And yeah, I like it. My goal, I'm hoping it works better with this one, is there's how do I word this? So I have the 3 tubs. That's where is it? So I have these 3 tubs from last year, and all 3 of them have plants, and all 3 of them have fish. The one I believe has guppies, maybe. The middle one has gold white clouds, and the other outer one has maybe guppies. I don't remember. And the problem is, it, it will go a week that I don't even see them in there, and it's annoying. So I'm hoping to be able to see them in this new tub. Hopefully. Jenna says, "Do your photos on your phone not go to the iCloud?" I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what happens in the cloud. Oh no. Work. um so yeah, I'm going to probably next paycheck get let me share it. These solar lights that Crypt Keeper got. And I think I like them. Whoa. A lot of stuff changed in my cart. Share my screen. Welcome in, Branton. Hope you're doing well, buddy. So I'm gonna try out these, and he really likes them. It's a 4-pack, which is exactly what I need. I can put 1 per tub, and yeah. Hopefully, is that not? Oh, it is sharing. Okay, good. Good morning, Barbara. Um, yeah. So those are the tubs. I'm going to work on those a little bit more this week. Let's see. Oh no, what did Jenna say? Excuse me. You can install the iCloud app on your PC and then use your Apple ID to sign in. Hopefully, I remember what that is. Then enable iCloud Photo Sync and all of your photos. How do I get the app? I didn't know you could get an app on a computer. Do I have it maybe? Let's see. No. 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 Yeah, I definitely don't have it. Or you can go to iCloud.com and sign in to see them, just so that you don't have to have the green screen effect. That's a good idea. Is Flex Seal fish safe? I was told it was. Um, yeah, that's what Nancy uses, and she said it's good to use the Flex Seal because if not, the metal, the zinc will leak in or leach into the water. So that would be bad. This week, some of my goals, uh, depending on work, are I need to concentrate on the live foods a little bit. I've kind of been neglecting them, happens all the time. It's what I do. And I waste so much money buying new cultures because I always forget to do stuff to them. But the other thing that I need to do is I need to put them in bigger containers. I really think that's one of my biggest issues is keeping them in um like deli containers is not enough. They need more. So I think I'm gonna get like a bigger tote, like like a Rubbermaid maybe. um the the immersed bin that I did. I'm thinking a container that size would be a lot better. Yeah, that's a good point, Jenna. Um mm, so many freaking spam things. Delete. Okay. Um Brandon, I thought we weren't talking about that. The so yeah, I think the larger container will help significantly. And I'll set one up for white worms, another one for grindles. And then I think I also want to move my microcultures, like the microworms. Um, what are you doing out there? Which one was that? That's Mac. Mac, what are you doing? Are you okay, buddy? Oh, you're playing with the scratchy thing. Okay, I was worried about you, buddy. Um, but I think moving the microworms to a larger container will prevent them from crashing as often as well. We'll see. And the other thing is, the more reproduction I can get, welcome in, Diane. Good to see you. The more reproduction I can get out of them, the more I can take to clubs. Theoretically, I shouldn't say I wasted money on live foods because every live food I've bought, every culture, I have always, or at least most of the time, I should say, split it up into multiple cultures and took them to the clubs, auctions, and got my money back. So it's just something that I need to be better at. And then the other thing is I always forget which worms get which foods. I think if the white worms need the bread, the grindle worms need the algae wafers, maybe. I always get those mixed up. So that's the other issue. And ultimately, but oh, good. The boss is going to California. Sweet. Um, the I really need to get a big whiteboard to put in the basement. It would help on so many levels. So many levels. The grindle worms eat dog food. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. I have kitty kibble. It's very old, but I'm sure it's fine. Dog feet would probably work too, right? Um, yeah, I actually have a bag of kitty kibble from years ago. that is down there that I could use. That's why I bought it. I just get them mixed up. But it would be nice if I could find something different than bread to use for the white worms. I think that would be helpful. And yeah. Joke. Ooh, excuse me. The other interesting thing that has happened recently, I got the steel cut oats and yogurt. I don't know what a steel cut oat is. I know what yogurt is. But then that's just something else I gotta buy and keep and use before it expires. It's a pain. The interesting thing that happened this week, actually it was last week, I forgot to talk about it. My brine shrimp direct easy eggs that I got with the group buy last month. The eggs, when I put them in the water, they seem to be fungusing, which is really weird. What kind of yogurt brand? Um, they seem to be fungusing. I still get a lot that hatch, but it's the weirdest. I wonder if I took a video. Um, it's just a lawnmower outside. What are you freaking out about? I did not take a video of it. I really thought I did. That's annoying. Is that it? Nope, that's not it either. That's not it. That's not it. No, not it. Guess not. Bummer. Um, but yeah. Um, the whatchamacallit? The brine shrimp eggs. I was upset about that because number one, they cost a lot of money, and they threw in another free sample as well that we dispersed amongst the directors and stuff. But it was really weird to see them fungusing up like that. It looked like a fungused killifish egg, to be honest with you. I still got a decent hatch out of it. Nothing amazing though. Um, welcome in, Kara. Um, the so far I've tried it 3 or 4 times, and only once did I get an amazing hatch, and very few. I still got some, very few fungus egg looking things floating around. I need to try again. um, unflavored plain yogurt. I don't even know where to get that. The mold will grow on top of the yogurt after a while. You can scoop it out or just mix it back in. The worms don't care. Okay. Instant mashed potatoes are for microworms, I believe, and Walter worms and those types. And there's also a recent version of vinegar eels that I think they're doing that form as well. Steel cut oats are just an oat that comes in like a pellet form. Interesting. So you like dip the oat in the yogurt and then put it in the white worms? Were those the brown shrimp direct eggs that fungus? Yes. Brine Shrimp Direct Easy Eggs. It was like little white fungus killifish egg looking things floating in the hatchery. I mix the oats and yogurt in a bowl first. Okay. Similar concept, I do believe. Um, but I really need to get a better routine and figure out which brine shrimp eggs I like. I need to up my brine shrimp game for sure. Let's see, what else do I? Yesterday, was it yesterday? I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Yeah, I went ahead and hooked up my other big air pump. So originally I had two air pumps going, one in each room, and with two separate air loops. I was Bran. It doesn't mean I remembered all of it. Welcome in Nancy from Tennessee, and I don't know. Um, what was I talking about? I had two air pumps and two air loops, two separate systems. One was PEX, one was, I think, 1-inch PVC. So about a month or two ago, I redid it, 100% redid it, and increased the number of valves significantly, planning for the future. I have it connected. So it's one big loop. And, um, it has branches that come off. It's not a true loop, but it's connected. And I only had one air pump connected. It was doing decent. There were a couple of older sponges that were not working with it. There were some that were dirty that weren't working with it. But overall, I was pretty impressed. But it just wasn't and just quite enough. So freaking close. So yesterday, I added in the second air pump. So I again have an air pump in each room, but I got bubbles for days. I'm good. Plenty of bubbles. Plenty of bubbles, plenty of pressure. Everything is working great. So with that, I think I could probably add a second Zis hatchery. I just need to. The problem is a lot of days of the week, not even a lot. There's probably a solid 3 to 4 days a week that I come home and I don't go downstairs into the fish room. I'm just too exhausted. And I just want to sit down, eat dinner, maybe have a beer, and watch YouTube. And that's it. Um, I just really need to. Um, that's the tough part is, for example, so I'm off today. I'll set up the hatchery today. Tomorrow night, I'm probably not going to feel like it. And on top of that, on Tuesday nights, I play Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, and then I might make it down there Wednesday. Wednesdays I usually try to stream, so maybe Thursday I try to make it down there. It's a bit the hatch is bad or not as nutritious by then. So I don't know. It's a pain. All right, let's see here. It looks like you were falling over. No, I was auctioneering. If you had a wife, your brine shrimp routine could be to make them at the kitchen sink every time your wife is just starting to cook dinner. I love that idea. Branton, do you have an efficient way of harvesting bloodworms? Interesting. That's why I don't have fish tanks in my basement. I would neglect them. They need to be in my living space to pay attention. Even then, I mean, I have the shrimp room on the first floor. There's plenty of days I don't go in that room. Now, I do have the saltwater tank in my living room that I walk past and look at often, which, by the way, that tank is doing great. I'm really happy with that tank. The biggest issue with that tank is the light is not big enough. That's really the biggest issue. I need to get a bigger light. But saltwater lights are expensive. Basically, I need to find one for what's it called? In an auction for cheap. That would be the solution. I do have red wiggler worms, and I always forget about those. They don't need much attention there, so that's a good thing with them. Jesse, just one more fish. How you doing, buddy? Saving up for a Kessel. That's not happening either. I will not get a Kessel. That is way overpriced. But yeah, I'll where was I going with that? The saltwater tank's looking good. I got some new frags. It looks like the local saltwater fish store is stopping their weekend auctions. I'm very upset about that because I got some steals. I got some really good prices on frags. But the frags I have are doing good, so I'm going to be able to, for the first time ever, I'm going to have to learn how to frag and start propagating those without losing the worm. Oh boy. Albino bristlenose plecos. I have a crap ton of babies. I want to say there's probably at least 40 in that tank. How often can they? It's just one pair that started it. One pair is all I have in there. How often can they have eggs? Because I can't see them. The cave, I can't see in the cave that the male is usually hanging out in. But it looks like I might have two sizes of babies. And as soon as 21 days. No, so it's the same clutch. Yeah, it's the same clutch. Because I first saw, let's see here. When did I first see these babies? Is that it? That is it. May 26th. So, how long do they stay in the cave? May 26th is when I first saw the babies. And now it's June 16th, and I see another size of babies in the tank as well. Male and females will grow at different rates. Yes, yeah, so maybe that's what it is. I have to take the cave out of mine if I don't want eggs. Yeah. I don't mind. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it. The way I look at it is I can take a bag of 10 to each auction. That takes up about 30. And I can grow some up as well. And the November swap, the Keystone Clash, I can take a bunch there. So I'm not worried about it. In fact, the more the better. I just gotta concentrate on keeping the water clean for them because they do poop. And ancestors will spawn without a cave. Yeah, true story. Speaking of water changes, I did a couple water changes yesterday. I think I'm doing, yeah, I've been that new planted CO2 injected tank, the 40 breeder, the new one that I set up. I have been doing weekly water changes on it. Maybe 10 days, but around there, somewhere around there. You get the idea. Pretty regular. So I'm hoping, I'm trying to do that one the right way and keep the plants separated, keep them labeled so that I can tell what they are. So far, I think I'm doing good with it. I did get an algae bloom, which hopefully I'm getting better with. It looks to be better. And the next thing I need to do is I need to really clean up the original 40 breeder CO2 injected tank and do better with that one. I have lost track of what the plants are in there. They're not really looking that great. I think I'm going to trim quite a few of them significantly, take them into the club auctions, and figure out what kind of space I have and add new to it. We'll see. I did a water change on the Pleco tank where the babies are. What was the other one I did? I feel like there was another tank I did a water change on. Maybe not. Maybe that was it. I did clean a bunch of filters yesterday. Oh, got a lot done down there, which was really nice. I think today I'm going to try and do some shrimp tank water changes. I do have some water mixed up and ready for that. The blue bolts had babies. I think I mentioned that in one of the streams, but the babies look really good. In fact, I would say the blue bolts babies look better than the adults. And yes, hobbyists that breed fish should consider getting a mini vendor space, a 6x6 at the Keystone Clash. It is $50 cheaper. And, the nice thing about it is you're paying $50 less, and you have less space, but you're getting the same foot traffic as the big vendors do. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Debs, welcome in. Good to see you. Let's see here. The vendor room is starting to fill up. It's not to the point yet as it was last year. I'm honestly not sure that we're going to get there. I've talked to a lot of vendors from last year, and people just have stuff happening in life and with their businesses that they're not able to come this year. Many of them said not this year, but we hope to the following. So I think the vendor room is going to be a little less crowded this year, but the quality is still going to be there. And we're still looking decent. I mean, we still already have, let me check the numbers. Jenna, have you been on that spreadsheet yet? We haven't had any recently, so it's probably up to date. It's usually up to date. So we have 230 full weekend registrations. We have 3 single day registrations. The single day registration number always jumps in the last month. And actually, the full weekend one does as well. A lot of people wait till the last minute. Vendors. Oh, wait, that's batch. All inclusive numbers up to 260. So we are let's see. We have exceeded the 2022 numbers and all years previous. Vendors, let's see here. Oh, wow. We are up to 33 different vendors. 33. 33 vendors is higher than, we're almost at the 2023 number and the 2022 number, but the 2018, 2019, and 2021, we have exceeded those numbers of vendors. I mean, 33 vendors is a really decent number. I'm very happy with that number. Taking up 43 different spaces. So the vendor room is over halfway full for sure. And I gotta talk to the people, but I would like to see some additional aisleways put in so that it's, in the past it's just been long aisleways. I'd like to see a couple halfway points. If we're not going to get, I think overall, if we really, really, really tried, we could squeeze in 70 to 80 vendor spaces. Last year we had 73 spaces in there. Last year we had 73 spaces utilized, and I think we were just about full. I would rather see that number go down about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. I'd rather see that number go down about 4 or 5 and have a couple extra aisleways. So really that would put us in the 60s, and we're almost there, which is awesome. And if we don't completely fill up, that's okay as well. The purpose of the event is not necessarily to fill up and maximize every single number. If we do it, that's great. But the purpose is to raise money for the clubs. And, last year the clubs made record money. But we also, what is this? Oh, Jenna shared a document with me. Thanks, Jenna. As long as, and I got to figure out what the number is, but I think we're already there. It's okay if it's less chaotic, easier on the volunteers, but as long as it's still successful for the clubs, the vendors, and a good time for the registrants. That's a word. I think it is. That's really what's important. So if we get 50 vendors and they utilize 60 spaces, that's fine. That's still a great vendor room. As far as registrations go, we could not get any more registrations at all. And based on the numbers we're already at, it's good. It's good. I mean, we are literally already double the registrations that we had at the 2018 Clash, which was a successful event. We are 2019. We haven't doubled that one yet, but we're close. We're double the number of 20 in 2021. I mean, we're doing good. We're doing good. All right, behind the chat. Okay, here I am. This is where I was. I haven't been on the spreadsheet today, but there haven't been any new purchases since last day of Friday. Awesome, Jenna. Thank you. Kelly Foreman's here. Welcome, Kelly. Jenna wants 50 vendors. Yeah, that's not a bad number. I mean, what I'd say we're at now? Oh, not that. That's not the one I wanted to click on. This one. Come on, there it goes. I think I'm going to need a new computer soon. So we're at 43 spaces. I think I said 33 vendors. We're at 33. 50 is going to be tough. I think that's a good goal because it is possible, but it's definitely going to be tough. I think 40 is where we're going to end up. And 40 vendors, I'm A-okay with. 40 vendors, that would be another 7. And we put that on top of the vendor space count. So that would be 50 spaces, 40 vendors. That's a really good vendor room. If it does better, it does better. I'm okay with that. Barbara's back with coffee. That's a good idea. There's Foxy. Good morning, Foxy. Foxy, is there anything that I owe you? Anything I was supposed to do for you? Information I was supposed to get for you? If so, please send me a message. Because right now, I can't think of anything, but for some reason, I feel that's not right. I have already been working on a tentative layout with more items. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. So those will be there. The other thing I was thinking, Jenna, is let's see here. Having the raffle tables come out a little further to force flow in that door. And maybe putting the club on the inside like we did a few years ago, which will maximize space and ease of flow for that wedding that's happening. And yeah, I like the layout. And so that does 15. Yeah, that layout's going to be really nice. That's perfect. I like it. Kelly Foreman with a super chat. Thank you so much, Kelly. Who cares about the clash? I want to see Cheddar. I have an interview this afternoon. So I already have my good pants on. Just an undershirt. But I don't really want to get covered in cat hair right now. Where is he? He's not in his bed. That's empty. Mac is sleeping on the chair. Oh, here he comes. Hi, Cheddar. Let's see if I can get him without getting covered in cat hair. You just lay right here. Okay. Just on this t-shirt, because I'm going to have a dress shirt over this. There you go. They probably want to see your... Oh, God. Okay, goodbye. That's enough. There you go, Kelly. Yes, I did. I did the planted CO2 injected tank that I'm setting up, or it is set up, I should say. The newer of the two. I did a water change on that yesterday, and the bristlenose tank. I've been doing weekly on that planted tank as well, actually. And on Saturday, I had bananas, cucumbers, and grapes. I just shared with you. Thank you. Roll down. Oh, God, 2 more cats. Here's the issue. One of them, the one that's staring at me right now, eats a lot. And it's a bit expensive. And the other one eats a lot as well. He's in the hallway. But he's a lot more active and doesn't show it. The other creature right there, my precious, he's a freaking tank. The other thing is, I gotta figure something out with these litter boxes. It's to the point now where he is so big that when he goes in there and poops, it ends up on the wall of the litter box. It has a cover, but like his turds, instead of going down into the litter, end up on the side because he's so big. He takes up the entire freaking litter box. It's ridiculous. Yes, you. And it's a lot of litter box changes I got to do. Like I'm doing it a lot and going through a lot of litter. So I need to invest in bigger litter boxes and maintain enough litter for those litter boxes. Which at the same time, money's a little tight right now because for the last few months, I have not gotten shifts at the part-time job at the school. Hence why I'm doing an interview today. There's not a lot of time that I can work a part-time job because of the demand of the full-time job and the rotating schedule. When I first started there, when I first started at the aquarium, my schedule was always off Sunday, Monday. The demands of the job, the needs of the business necessitate me to be there some Sundays. So my schedule now is I'm always off on Mondays, and my second day off is either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it rotates. The school likes to have, well, number one, during the week, they have full-timers. So that, generally speaking, eliminates the opportunity for me to work at the school on a Monday. The other day that I'm off is sometimes Friday. They have full-timers then. So when I'm off Saturday or Sunday is when I can pick up a shift there. Not every Saturday that I am off am I available to work because of fish clubs. I don't go a lot of places besides work. I don't do a lot besides work. I'm not going to miss my fish club meetings, specifically the one I'm president of. So if I was available Saturday, there has to be an open shift. And they have part-timers that work every Saturday. Every single Saturday. And they like that because it makes it easier for scheduling. That it's consistent. This guy, Bob or Joe or James, whatever his name is, he's available every Saturday, 6A to 2P, which is their first shift. They have another guy. He's available every Saturday, 2P to 10P, second shift. They don't have needs right now, or many available shifts. This has happened in the past. It usually happens once a year where there will be a few months where there's not any available shifts. And then a full-timer leaves or gets injured or goes on leave or whatever, and they're available. It's just right now is the worst it has been. I have been at this job since it's been at least 10 years. And like I love it there. I used to be full-time there. And it pays really good and it's not hard work. And yeah, right now it's just they got a good group of people that are working a lot and have a lot of availability, which is the opposite of me. So I'm, missing out on a chunk of money. So that's why I'm interviewing today. And I still don't know when I'm really going to be able to work that much, but it sounds like they're more flexible with the schedule, which is a good thing. And then the pay is really good as well. Anyway, that on top of every now and then I will splurge and buy. Oh, God, I did not want you on my pants. Just sit still. Okay? Sit still. That's not you sitting still. Okay, just lay there. Good boy. So, every now and then I'll buy some extra things for myself, or more so for the fish room. And, or good opportunities, good deals will come about, and I do it. So that's why money's tight right now. I'm not working part-time, and I bought some stuff. On top of that, so not only do I want to upgrade the litter boxes and stuff like that, but I also came upon an opportunity to buy 3 33 long tanks. One is brand new with a glass lid, and the other 2 are in good condition, drilled but plugged, which gets my hamster wheel spinning a little bit. But the seller knows that they don't make them anymore and how in demand they are, so the price is a little bit up there. Normally when I buy fish tanks, it's for under $10. Those are when I see a fish tank in good condition for under $10 is when I buy it. And the 33 long is my dream size tank. I love that footprint. It works good for my little T-Rex arms. It's long. It's a good footprint. So right now, I am eager to make money to up the litter box game and buy some 33 longs. So yeah, I need to find part-time work. That all started because of cat shit. Imagine that. Cats are liquid. There's always room for more. Jesus. I mean, I am loving the cats. They're wreaking havoc on my house, but I do like them. I just need to get a better litter box program going and better income. Big Steve, welcome in, sir. I think I'm a Rico behind. The video you sent answered most of my questions. I am just still waiting on when to pay for the tables, chairs, and drapery. Let me write that down. Finalize table, chairs, drapes. Tell Foxy. I think, Foxy, that will be. Let me think. Let me get my words here. I would assume it's going to be another month. I want to finalize what our needs are and double check with you what your needs are to be able to give the most accurate possible number to the vendor that we're getting them from, so that we don't waste money and get extra. The problem with the club being on the inside would be that people couldn't join the club. Oh, right. Yeah, good point. You are a cat dad, Scotty, even if you don't see cat hair on you. There is cat hair on you. Yes, that's true. Good point. You're neglecting the cats all morning because you don't want to change pants later. I hate changing my clothes midday. Hate it. That's probably true, Kelly. I can see Scotty rocking a cheddar wig. Lord have mercy. A water change and ate fruit? Who are you? Good question. Big kitty problems, right? If Scotty says he's eating kale for lunch, it's our signal to call the police for help. I am not planning on eating kale for lunch. Just the cat turd content we all tuned in for. For sure. I sent you a link to the litter boxes I use. Thank you. But Jody, you have these over not over aggressive, you are what's the term I'm looking for here? Hold on, let me determine my words. You excel at everything and are so outgoing and have a magical mindset. You probably wake up at like 4 a.m., I think it is, and you're probably ready to change a litter box at 5 a.m., again at 10 a.m., and again at 2 p.m., and then before bed at 7 p.m. You probably change your litter boxes multiple times a day. I can't do that. So I don't know if whatever you recommended will work for me based on that knowledge. To get cheddar colored pants, Lord have mercy. So, God, sell them as food. Got one of those sticky rollers for lint. They work great. Yes, I do have one actually. Yes. And I'll probably need to use that. I used to use a small kids pool for a litter box when I had 4 of them so I could leave town. Yeah. 33 more tanks to not 33 more tanks, 33 longs. Welcome in, Laura. Jody does excel at everything. Yes. So just copy what Jody does. You'll be set. I don't think that's going to happen. My litter box is cleaned 20 times a day because I have a robot. I know. But let's take everything that I just said. Buying a litter robot is not in the budget right now. That's not happening. I do scoop every morning at 7 a.m. See, I was close. These are bigger, high-sided boxes. Yeah, mine has it's supposed to be completely enclosed with a flappy door, but the idiots couldn't figure out the flappy door and pooped next to it until I took the door off. Now they go in it. Jody's cats were more aggressive poopers per minute. Jody is a wizard, yes. Human-sized poop. So does Mac. I mean, Mac is a tank. I think sometimes his turds are bigger than mine. We just had to buy a new water heater. That's gross. Super gross. The other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, what's this? Why am I getting those updates? Okay. The Lone Star Convention. So I was really, really, really happy to see the Killifish participation. And especially in the auction. The auction there was over 700 lots listed. However, I think the number was probably closer to 600 that were actually there. Welcome in, CC. There were hundreds of killifish, which is really good to see. And there were some really rare killifish in there as well that also went for a lot of money. Some of I wrote down on my whiteboard here 4 of the species of killifish that brought in the most money, and that was Aphyosemion felmani, Aphyosemion jorgenschilii, Aphyosemion balanium, and Rivelus carolinae. Most of them went for $90 to $100 a pair, which is really expensive for killifish. And I've heard of Aphyosemion jorgenschilii, but I have not heard of the others, which is a sign, that they are pretty rare and went for a lot of money. I put in the Discord. Let's see here because I don't remember. Some others. The Rivelus carolinae, however you say it, went for $140. The Balanium, Aphyosemion balanium, went for $100. The Aphyosemion jorgenschilii went for $100. The felmani went for $80. Other ones, Neofungulus splendidus went for $95. Papilibius francescae went for $90, and a Spectralebius went for $95. The highest one that I could find was Synodontis lucipinus. 5 of them went for $200. So pretty good. Pretty good auction. A lot of killifish. I was upset that there weren't more live bears in there. There were a lot of cichlids, so that's good. A lot of bettas. They didn't go for a lot of money, though. It sounds like there were some coordination problems again, just like the Triple Crown, between the 3 or 4 agencies. We'll call them organizations. That's a better term. The swap was held outside in hot weather. A lot of fish in very little bags, breather bags as well. So low quantities of water in hot temperatures. They had a lot of deaths. A lot. There was also some water issues that caused some deaths as well. The vendor room was tiny. I think they had less than 10 vendors in the vendor room. And I see that CC was there. So CC, if anything I'm saying is not accurate, please correct me. I'm just going based on what I saw in live streams and heard from people. Oh, my nose. I did hear that the speakers were awesome. Really good speakers. Let's see what else. The hotel was super nice. But there were some temperature issues, but that's normal. I mean, we deal with that at the Clash every single year. The auction seemed really good, though. It seemed like there was a lot of donations. So very successful for the clubs that were running it, maybe, by the sounds of it. The fish show seemed pretty decent. Some nice awards. But yeah, the vendor room was super small. And the coordination between the organizations did not seem to be that well. Super rare fish, which is really good to see. And hopefully it will help get them spread out amongst hobbyist breeders as well. The announcement was put out that the ACA and the ALA are having a joint convention next year in Kentucky, I think. So that's cool to hear. I would really like to go to it. Because I think that's near Tennessee, if I remember correctly. I want to say it's like within 2 to 4 hours of Tennessee. So maybe I'll try to swing that next year. Because I really want to go to Tennessee. And it would be even better if I can get work to pay for it. But I don't know what the AKA is doing. Apparently, there was drama between the organizations, and the ALA and ACA are not including the AKA in their event next year. So yeah, who knows? Let's see here what chat's saying. Yeah, Laura can't buy fish right now. Yeah, so CC confirmed that a lot of fish did die. That is something you'll never see me do, Big Steve. That was the CARES convention, yes. Fish don't count as sales, right? The hotel was a big issue. I mean, the layout of it. Yeah. And see, Dan says he doesn't even carry Synodontis because he can't sell them. Yeah. So, the hotel that we have the Clash at is not the best. It's not. It is not the highest quality by any means. But it's also cheaper than most hotels. $140 a night is cheap. And the other thing about it is our hotel is attached to an expo center. 2 expo rooms, 100 by 150 feet apiece. And there's not many hotels that are attached to expo centers that you can get for $140 a night for a hotel room. And the cost of the expo halls that we pay is also cheaper than others. So, for example, I know in the big cities, Philadelphia, the city of Wilmington, Baltimore, and other places around here, you can get a big expo hall or a banquet hall, a super big banquet hall, attached to a hotel or really close. But the cost is going to be double what. Why is my signal so bad? What the heck? The cost is going to be double to the clubs, and the hotel rooms are going to be significantly higher to the attendees. The other big factor is we have an on-site storage unit, we'll call it, that we pay a very little bit of money for. So if we were to go to a place that had a better quality hotel and could fit us, not even including this storage aspect, we would have to charge $200 per person easily. And we want to try and make it inclusive for hobbyists. And we sacrifice a little bit in quality of the hotel. So you get what you pay for, I guess. But I really think our layout works for us. We use the hotel banquet room for our speakers because it's a nice environment. And right 20 feet away are two huge ass expo halls. And theoretically, you don't need to leave the building all weekend long. So a lot of rare fish died. That's so sad. Yes, that is accurate. Quite a few. If anyone, I'll drop the link to their auction, and you can check it out. You can click each lot and see what it's sold for. If it doesn't say sold, I'm assuming it didn't sell, either because it never made it there or because it died during the auction. Jenna says, Kentucky is geographically right above Tennessee, but the hours away depends on what part of Tennessee you're trying to get to from what part of Kentucky. So I want to say it's going to be in Louisville, Kentucky. And my question would be the proximity to Nashville. Cece, what killifish did you get? The hotel for the Clash is not great as far as hotel portion and the location from the airport, but the Expo Center makes the layout for the actual event a lot better than others we've been to. Yep, exactly. The Chicago Aquashell Hotel and Expo Center was very nice, but I imagine it was expensive. Yeah. I know there's the Philadelphia Convention Center. There's the Baltimore Convention Center. There's here in Wilmington on the riverfront, there's a convention center. But you're going to pay a lot more money. And that would be put into, those costs would be put into the cost for vendors and attendees. And additionally, we would then need to get a U-Haul or two, actually, because we've grown to move the stuff, and that cost is going to be added in as well. Back in before COVID, we used to rent a 26-foot U-Haul every year for the Keystone Clash. All of the Clash's belongings were kept at Mike's business shop that he so generously let the clubs use. We had significantly less stuff because it was a much smaller event. The event registrations were usually under 100 people, and the fish show was significantly smaller, and the vendor room was significantly smaller. Back then we had 10 vendors at the most. And we would load up the U-Haul, drive it to Harrisburg, is where we started, and unload, set up, load it back into the U-Haul, drive it back to Mike's shop and unload it, and then take the U-Haul back. And yeah, that ain't happening anymore. My first fish thing was at the NRG Center, best layout, but not attached to a hotel, which is a pain as well, especially for those that got to fly in. This past weekend, when I went to that Holiday Inn Morgantown, that carpet area going into the expo area by the restaurant was looking like a $49 night hotel. Yeah. But did you see the bistro, the breakfast room, Big Steve, was completely redone with brand new carpet. They're in the process of renovating. The upper 2 floors are being renovated right now. They just redid the bistro, and they have more stuff on the way that they're redoing. CC got a trio of Aphyosemium bivitatum funge. I believe, CC, that has now been redescribed as chrome Aphyosemium bivitatum funge. I think Chris Aquazone, Chris George got some as well. 2 pairs of Fundulopanchax gardneri, Nigerianus massage. I used to have those. And a pair of Aphyosemium gabinets, GBG. I have those, and they just had babies. There's a convention center at Disney. Oh, God. We have a huge convention center hotel attached here in Altoona. Nobody wants to go to Altoona. The ACA, ALA thing is in Lexington, Kentucky. There we go. Lexington to Nashville is just over 3 hours. That sounds right. Let's see, when was that? It was before COVID. Back when I was still doing landscaping. I went to Lexington for a landscaping convention, and probably the same place where this is going to be, actually. And then went from there to Nashville for 2 nights, I think it was, and best vacation I've ever had. And now that I think about it, my parent company owns an amusement park in Kentucky. Is that where? Yes, Kentucky Kingdom. Is that in Lexington? I think it is. We recently bought that. Scotty just said he wants to come to Nashville. We have convention centers. I think if the Clash goes on tour, Nashville 2026 would be a great move. I wish. Laura says my bivitatum are down to 2 males. That sucks. All right. I've been streaming for over an hour. Longer than I was expecting. I am going to get some stuff done. Kentucky Kingdom is in Louisville. How far is Louisville from Lexington? So maybe I didn't go to Lexington. Maybe I went to Louisville. Because when I went there, it hadn't been bought by Hershey yet. Yeah. That would make sense. That would make sense. What is this? Oh. I know what that is. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. All right. Thanks for hanging out, peeps. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Kelly, for the super chat. I am almost done the things that I want to get done in the fish room. So I really do hope to do a member stream tour of the fish room. And then I'll probably start it off as a members only stream. And then after a little bit of time, I'll do it as a public stream. But we'll see. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.